Hey guys, and welcome to a little bit of a channel update video. I thought I'd do one of these because my content's been all over the place this last couple of weeks, so I wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening. I hope you enjoy the random gameplay in the background as well. A little bit of Armoured Warfare. Decided to take the B1 Draco Tier 9 Armoured Fighting Vehicle for a spin. Came up with this game where I did about 10,000 more, in fact just over 10,000 more damage than the nearest player. But back on point. As I've said before, I've suffered with depression for quite some time. For years in fact, and for the most part I'm able to keep it under control. However, recently a few things have happened that have really hit me hard, to the extent where it triggered a rather bad state of depression that I wasn't really able to control. Now as a result of this, I've been really bad at putting out content as regularly as I probably should have done, and I've been pretty bad at responding to comments, and I apologise for both of those, and I will be trying to catch up with the comments in the next couple of days. Sadly, it was a few comments by a few idiots really that set me off. I deleted them before many people had read them. However, I'd already read them, so even deleted, they just weighed on my mind, and they knocked my confidence really pretty hard. Now I know I should know better, and I should know that this is the internet, where people will spout just vile stuff for the sake of it. But it can be hard to ignore the negativity, even if 99% of it. 99.9% of the comments are positive. It sometimes can only take a couple of real negative comments to really hit hard. Now, in terms of my currently running series on this channel, Rainbow Six is currently on a hiatus. The netcode in this game has really got to me now. Lag compensation combined with the game constantly putting you against guys with 150, 200 ping when you've got 40 ping. It's just one of the few games where actually having a low ping is a disadvantage. It's really stupid. I'm a very competitive person at the best of times, but if I lose a firefight to a guy, not because he outplayed me, but because he hits me on his screen, but I'm in cover on mine, but because of lag compensation and his ping and stuff like that, I still die. That's not fun for anybody. The amount of times I die to a guy that just rushes around a corner with 150 ping. I die to a single shot on my screen. All I see is a single shot. But when I watch the kill cam, he's fired half a magazine at me. It's super frustrating to look at that and think, that's not what happened. It's a shame. I think the game is fantastic. But until they make some big changes to the netcode, I can't see myself going back to it. At least not in the near future. Now The Division. Now there's a bit of a story behind this. For editing, rendering, I move all the files from my main PC to the second PC. However, the hard drive I stored the footage on the second PC failed. It completely died, taking all of the footage with it. Now normally I delete the footage on the main PC immediately, and honestly I thought I had. I'd recorded all but the last episode, and this kind of added to the depression when I found out. However, this morning I was cleaning up the main PC, and found that rather than permanently deleting all the footage like I normally do, I'd actually accidentally sent it to the recycling bin. So I'd actually been able to salvage all of that footage. So what this means is The Division will be coming back tomorrow and will carry on being a daily series. And I will look at builds in the game, maybe a couple of named weapon reviews in the future. However, for now, I hope you'll enjoy the gameplay as much as I did. Now Armoured Warfare, it's another series that has been lacking recently, and that was because of a comment I took very much to heart and tried to change my content for. The last review I did, someone commented about how they felt PvE wasn't a good place to test the tanks out. Now, like I said, I really took that to heart. I really pushed to get some good PvP footage for the BWP Puma that I've been trying to review. But as I said earlier, I'm a very competitive person. I don't like losing very much, and that has happened to me quite a bit recently. I've had a couple of good games in the Puma, but because somehow people seem to be unable to work out how to left click in this game, we kept being steamrolled, and it just reminds me of how much I dislike the PvP in the game. It's the same thing with World of Tanks. You get steamrolled, it's just no fun for the people that are being steamrolled. Now the thing that actually makes me enjoy Armoured Warfare over something like World of Tanks, and especially War Thunder Ground Forces, is that it does have a PvE mode, which for me is a lot of fun to play. But also if you have not so good teammates, you can actually carry 4 other people, whereas carrying 14 others in PvP takes a much player than I am. A much better player than I am, in fact. So what I'm saying is that there are a bunch of channels out there that do PvP focused content for Armored Warfare, and that are much better players than I am. So I will focus on doing what I enjoy, which is to work out how the tanks perform in PvE. So if you want a more PvP focused review, then perhaps this channel isn't for you, and maybe another channel might be up your alley. And so, onto Warframe. Let's be honest, my main content here. The server instability has not really helped content creation recently. Not just that, but to be honest, the burnout is real right now. I do have the Azima ready to be made into the video, which will more than likely be either tomorrow or Wednesday. Now the problem is, I've played Warframe solidly, really solidly, for about 3 years now. If I check Steam, I've got 5,350 hours played. Now I know that includes the launcher and stuff like that, but the in-game timer doesn't count time on the Lizette. Now, you can imagine with the content I do, a lot of time is actually spent on the Lizette, working on bits and pieces, builds, damage numbers, that sort of thing. And anybody that plays that much of a game is inevitably going to feel the burnout after a while. Which is why I'm playing a lot of other games right now, like The Division, Armored Warfare, plus some other single-player stuff away from YouTube and whatever. Knights of the Old Republic is what I'm playing at the moment, to just try and chill out, and to make sure that I'm ready to do Warframe content. And, I'm actually ready to do it, rather than forcing myself to do it. Because the amazing thing is, you guys can always tell if something's wrong. I'm amazed at the way you managed to pick up on stuff during the videos. I've not been that well recently. I've had a pretty bad chest infection. And you guys could tell in the video that I'm not feeling that great or sounding that great. Now, this is not saying that Warframe content will stop, because there is no way that that will happen. And new weapons will still have the video out the next day, just like always. But in terms of older weapons, it's unlikely I'm going to do reviews on older stuff, at least for now. Frames. Warframes, the actual frames themselves, will be the things that I focus on for the foreseeable future. Especially with the weapon rebalance and damage 3.0 that's coming in update 19, and I will be starting a new player series then, so I can try and help players when they are sort of starting Warframe. It's something I said a long time ago that I want to do, and I've been waiting for the new star chart, which kept being pushed further and further back, so the series got delayed with it. But I'm sure as soon as all the changes come, that series will start. So I do have stuff planned in the future for Warframe, as well as things like the mastery rank tests. I know that those have been actually changed quite a bit, so I will probably redo the rank up series fairly soon as well. And it's a series I thought was a good thing to do, and it's something that I really want to keep up to date. However, like I say, it shows that I do have stuff planned for the future in Warframe. The new weapons, rank up, suit up will be coming back, as well as things like modular for all of the augments. But that's why I'm sort of taking it easy at the moment, making sure that when the burnout is gone and the itch to play is back, and when these changes do come, when update 19 finally does come, I am ready to absolutely launch into it. Now, I think I've jabbered on long enough now. I thought you all deserved a bit of a channel update, just to let you know what is going on, and why the content has been all over the place a little bit recently. Now, I do want to mention one final thing. It's not something I've mentioned recently, and it's something I've always sort of felt awkward, I guess, a little bit about bringing up, which is my Patreon. I do have a Patreon running for those that wish to support me outside of YouTube. I've had a fantastic group of patrons for quite a while now, and each and every patron gets access to my Discord server, where I'm on almost constantly, so you can chat to me on there, ask me questions. If someone needs help with a mission or something, I'm reachable in there, and every patron gets access to it, whether it's donating $1 or $10. And at the end screen of the I've been promising an end screen at the end of the videos, which is going to have a bit in there for sort of the largest bracket of patrons, and that is almost complete now, so that will be making its way into videos very, very soon. Now, I don't like talking about this very often, as I say, because just by watching my videos, you guys are supporting me and helping me out. However, this is for those that want to go the extra mile and support me a little bit further than just watching the videos. Now that's out of the way, now that awkwardness is out of the way, I can finally let you guys go. I think I've rambled on a little bit here, and if you've watched the whole thing, I thank you very much for that. More content will be coming your way very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.